We're going to be reviewing price action for today, January 19th, 2026. Today was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and we got a lot to review. So let's go ahead and jump right into it and get started here. So, first things first, I've been literally itching to save this trade all day long. This is been on my literally this is such a good trade. I've been thinking all day. Okay, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but this trade, I've been thinking about how I want to save this in my journal because look at how clean this is. Do you guys see it? I mean, there's obviously the inversion for value gap up here, but below it, what happens below the inversion for value gap? Maybe not everyone would see this. Now, Javier would see it, right? Javier would know. FA might know. But below the inversion for value gap, we actually have something else. It's the outside bar. Remember when you have a candle which takes the low and the high of the previous candle? That's an outside bar. So it's like a 2-candle sequence essentially. Note it comes with these bullish SMTs delivering from the new week opening gap. This was probably the best outside bar I've ever seen. And man, I didn't take it because I would have had to enter it late, but I made a new plan for what to do. If I do see it a little late, I'm now going to be able to still execute it. I have a new plan for how I'm going to do that, but that's besides the point. This was just beautiful. Just beautiful, guys. And so we can project out the outside bar. There's 4 projections. I wonder about from the close. Oh, wow. That's interesting. So it's better to measure it out like this. Okay. Well, now I know. So I would target this. Look at that. Just beautiful. Now, obviously, I'd probably scale out, but this is just to prove a point, I think. Just look at this, guys. I think this might be trade of the day, in all honesty. Because, well, obviously there's the inversion for value gap as well. But, I mean, everything kind of fits together like a puzzle. We have the outside bar at the low, then we get the inversion for value gap, and then we run these highs. Anyway. There's the outside bar, bang, and that's where we would enter. We have stacked SMTs off of, off of this new week opening gap, bang, with a liquidity sweep, bang. I mean, guys, that is clean. That is clean right there. So yeah, I really like this. Let's go ahead and screenshot this. So on the 5-minute. Oh, you know what? This was 9:45 candle. I mean, I don't know if you consider that a 369 time or not, but still, you know. Anyway, I got kind of distracted there. I was just thinking. Let's go ahead and save this. That doesn't really matter that much. Okay, so this was 9 I don't know if you want to call it 945 or 950. It doesn't really matter. 945 outside bar on the 5 minute. Just beautiful. This might be the best outside bar I've ever seen. But yeah, that was beautiful. Then we also have the inversion for value gap, which happens next, right? So we could take this inversion. This, unfortunately, taking this as an inversion, it would not. This is why I didn't take this inversion, actually. There's a reason why. It's because I'm not going to be able to enter with 1 micro and $40 stop loss. That's why. Because I'm preparing to trade a personal account. So because I couldn't do that, I personally would not take this trade. Right? But yeah. Anyway, it's still a nice trade, you know, if you were able to take it, whether it be on a prop firm or risking more than 40, right? Personally, that's just I wouldn't have been able to take this trade, but it's still cool nonetheless. So there we go, 5 minute IPG. Once again, another beautiful trade. Another trade of the day. I mean, you could even have stop loss like that and probably get away with it. But yeah, that was nice. I mean, objectively, it was nice, right? Oh, let's get rid of the fourth projection because we don't need that anymore. Okay, there we go. Essentially 955 inversion for value gap on the 5 minute. Okay, what else do we want to look at? I mean, were there any other ways to enter? Because now I'm curious. I am very curious. We obviously have a 2 minute, this is interesting. So check this out. We have a 2 minute pin bar off the midpoint of the new week opening gap. It came with both of these S&Ts. I would love to see if this was a PSP, as I like to call them, precision pin bars, right? So with ES it's not. What about YM? Yeah, so YM does have a green one right there. So yeah, I mean, hey, I don't think that's half bad, taking that as a pin bar, a precision pin bar, right? This is a hypothetical trade. This isn't realistic. But the reason you could take this is because you can see YM forms a green pin bar and NASDAQ forms a red pin bar, delivering from a new week opening gap with SMTs. I'm wondering how I should mark out precision pin bars. Hey, what up, Javier? So right now I'm looking at, obviously this is not a realistic trade, but I'm looking at the pin bar at the bottom, and it's a precision swing point, so that means YM forms a green candle while NASDAQ forms a red candle. So that's called a precision swing point, or as I like to call it, precision pin bar. And yeah, I'm just screenshotting this real quick just because I found it fascinating that that it went straight up after that. So I'm just going to screenshot this real quick, and I'm going to call it precision pin bar. And then I'll go back to normal trade, looking at normal trades. But I do think this is cool. It's on the 2 minute. It's at 9:44. Alright. It did went up at the sweep with SMT at that low you marked out. That's so sick, bro. You called it. You keep calling them. It's pretty impressive. But yeah, once again, that one wasn't a realistic trade. I wasn't meaning for it to be realistic. I just was looking at it because I thought it was interesting. I think a realistic trade from down here is just taking a change in state of delivery. And that could look something like, man, even like this. Like, you could take this 30-second change in state, and you actually might cook with it. Wait, hold up. So we obviously have an SMT, so is that with YM or is that with ES? Looks like it's with YM. Hey, I don't really want to get into that though. I don't know. I'm just gonna mark this out as a change in state of delivery on the 30-second. I know it's not aligned with the key level. I don't really care. I think this is nice when we get this closure right there. I mean, I could maybe look for a 1 minute one. Yeah, it's with ES. Yeah, I could look at it. I want to look at it because I want to see if it's Dark Phoenix, but I don't really care that much, in all honesty. It just, Dark Phoenix hurts my head. Every time I start thinking about how to do that, it hurts my head. Like, I know it's possible, but anyway, I'm just looking at this change in state. I think this is nice. That might not be the best way to take this, though. I'm looking at alternative ways you could take it, right? Because I do find it fascinating. That's probably not the most obvious way, but I'm still recording it, right? Change state of delivery on the 30-second. Yeah, 9:48 change state on the 30-second. 4 hours clear. Yeah, I'm sure 4 hours is pretty clear. Okay, wait. I kind of want to look at the shorts here because I actually did like the fact that what it seemed like is we were going to go run this LRLR, and we essentially had this crazy move up and then down. So what it seemed to me is this was a what's it called? A trade to the downside here. Might have been on the 3-minute. Actually, might have been on the 30-second. Should I look at true opens? No, I'm not going to look at true opens in detail right now. Let's get rid of this real quick. But yeah, once again, this was all low resistance. I knew it was going to be low resistance. So, like I said, I think, honestly, I could have just taken this change in state or something like that. Okay, we know there's SMT there, so I'm going to get rid of this. Was it a 5-minute one? No, I don't like that. Wait, oh yeah, I want to see if there's a 5-minute gap. Yeah, it's like kind of like a 5-minute implied gap from here to here. Okay, I don't like that. I like the 5-minute. I like this breaker. There we go. That makes more sense. So yeah. When you use this breaker, now all of a sudden you get a 30-second aligned time frame. And this makes a lot of sense. And we have a Phoenix here. Phoenix type. Actually, I don't know if this is this. Oh yeah, this is not a. This isn't type Phoenix. This isn't type A or type B. This is just. Because type A is when you push into. Yeah, this isn't either. This is like type C for Phoenix. Okay, I'm not gonna look at that, bro. That's too confusing for me. Yeah, I like this as a change in state retest here. I guess no, flow state, but then using the breaker, right? So I like this flow state, but using this breaker instead of the, what's it called? Yeah, just using the breaker. I like it with the breaker. Once again, you could target the new week opening gap. Let's just pretend it's right here, because I don't know where it went. And then yeah, there you go, bang. Delivery to go run that LRLR to the new week opening gap. And once again, I put stop loss above the high of the breaker. Once again, with flow state, I don't really have like predefined exact this is where the stop loss has to go. It's just based off of context. In this case, with such a wide order block, I'd use the breaker. That's clean. Oh man. Yeah, no one tell me you can't trade bank holidays, because it ain't true. Oh man. 9:04. Flow state. 5-minute lambda 30-second. You could also treat this as an inversion for value gap if you went like this and merged these candles together. That's nice. Using two candles as one. It's a technique I learned a long time ago. It's crazy how everything compounds in itself in trading with what you learn. Would love to see if the what's it called? First Sun for value gap was used. That'll be my next thing I'm gonna look at. Pretty sure it was used here. And then you can see that right there, how it was used actually. I mean, there's probably people who took that first center for value gap as an inversion and probably banked. Let's actually record that because I think that, you know, it's pretty obvious, right? The inversion of the first center for value gap and then up to these highs. And even just having the stop loss right here. Okay, 951. First spin for value gap inversion on the 1 minute. Okay. I'd love to see if this was a first strike as well. Probably was. Nah, it closed way too high. I don't like it. This get used later? Nope. And then, yeah, we ended up going to London High. And at this point, I was off the charts, but, you know, it's pretty cool. We ended up going to London High. Yeah. Textbook, guys. I don't know what else to say other than this textbook. We had the RTH gap above that got filled. So you could have, you know, you could have held this trade up to fill the RTH gap. Where is it? Oh, because the market. Oh, the market. That's interesting. The market technically never opened, so it's technically been closed this whole time. So there's no RTH gap. Okay, well, there's an RTH gap above. That was the point. Is there anything else I should look at? I feel like that covers most everything. There was the propulsion block I was looking at to go short in the pre-market. I actually thought about this. So we have an OB and then a PB. And so I was thinking, you know, this might sponsor a move lower, but I wasn't really sure if it would. And so I want want to see. Was there a way to get in on this? It's not clear. It's so messy within this. Yeah, it's not worth it. But maybe just taking this as a propulsion block on its own would not have been bad. Okay, 909 propulsion block. On the 1 minute. Yeah, 909 propulsion block on the 1 minute. And obviously we know the trade that I took within this leg. And I mean, you can maybe consider this a 2022 model, but it's not one where we go to equilibrium. Gold's getting ready to dump. Interesting. That's crazy. Gold never dumps. Yeah, so this is interesting. I want to look at this. So we sweep out this high. We get this placement below this low on the 32nd. You got promoted to coach at Purita Capital? Great, bro. That's awesome. Yeah, I like this as a 2022 model, but the version where you get displacement and you know you're gonna go run the liquidity. Oh yeah, the True Opens. That's right. That was the other thing I was gonna look at. No 922 yet. Or 752. 752. Yeah, makes sense. $904. 2022 model on the 32nd. 904 2022 model on the 32nd. Alright. And this one doesn't go to equilibrium. It doesn't go to OTE. Like I've said before, there's like 3 different kinds of 2022 models. There's the one where we go to OTE. There's the one where we go right to equilibrium. And then there's one where we just get displacement and we don't really retrace at all. And all 3 are valid. I'm getting tired, guys. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.